But shortly afterwards, we were doing this, we realized that this really isn't the best way to put your school on Facebook. For one reason, in order to create a group, you actually have to have a personal, you have to have a profile page. So you can see here under admin my name as the creator of the group. So I had to use my personal page to create this group. And for me, that was fine. I was okay with it. I don't, there's nothing on my page that I'm, that I need to hide from our students, and I friend our students. And so that's okay for me, but there's obviously pros and cons to that. And so it just doesn't make it ideal to have to use your own personal page to create something for the school. The other not so great thing about setting it up this way was that, I'll click on photos. So you can see I uploaded almost 200 photos, which spans over about a year's worth of time. But there's no organization for them. So it goes from a pool party to our graduation. And I personally just don't really like that. So that's why shortly after that, I created an actual profile page for the BJE, which is what you're seeing now on your screen. So, and I will say that I did this a while ago, and since I've created this, Facebook has been ever evolving, and new things are always coming available and changing all the time. So since this, instead of creating a profile, because I think what they were finding is a lot of people were creating these personal profile pages, which are really meant to be for people. But a lot of businesses, bands, organizations, they wanted to create pages too. So Facebook did make an option that you can create, and it's right on the Facebook.com opening screen, and in the bottom right-hand corner there will be a special link that says create a page for your business, or whatever. So if you haven't set up a page yet, you can do it that way to be a business. And I'll tell you, there are pros and cons to both. One thing is that when they both can share similar information. So it's not like you can, you're limited on what you can share depending which way you do it. But the main difference is that when you have a profile page like this one here, obviously you have friends. And so you can see that we have about 300 friends on our profile page. Whereas if you set it up as a business, instead of getting friends, you get people to like your page or to become a fan of your page. So you just have fans. And, that's one of the main differences. Another big difference is that, as you can see, for our profile page, I was limited to how many words I could use for our actual name. So that's why it says BJE Buffalo. Whereas if this was set up as a business page, you're not limited. So I would have been able to write the Bureau of Jewish Education of Buffalo. Now, my personal opinion, now that I've had a chance to play around with both things, is I actually really like that we set up our page as a profile page because then we can actually friend the kids. And kids like friends. Like, it sounds a little shallow, but they feel really cool having more friends. And it's like a status thing for them. So I have found that kids were more likely to accept a friend request from us than to just say, oh, yeah, I like your page, and then probably never look at the page again. But, that's just, yes.
So I think Patty has a question when you're ready.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, what's your question?
Thanks. I typed it. I didn't want to interrupt you. I guess this is, again, maybe an advantage of a profile. When you first we put up the other page at the top left, it said message all members.
Uh-huh. Yes, I will. I'm going to page.
I have my personal, I have a personal page, but then I have a work page, which is Patty at UJF. And then I also created an organization page, which, all the kids have to like. So I have all my friends. I invite all the kids to be friends, and then I invite them to be fans. And I don't know if they look at it, but when I want to send a message from it, you can't send to all. You have to individually pick each one, which is definitely a disadvantage to that, unless there's a way to set that up in options, but I've not been able to figure it out yet. So I'm wondering if you know, or otherwise it's something that people should consider, because it's really a pain.
You can only message all members when you're using a group. which I'm going to come back and talk about groups a little bit later. But if you want to actually message everybody, that's the only way you can message a large group of people. But with your fan page or with the profile page, you know, just by posting things, like earlier today I posted Hebrew High and Nelson are closed tonight due to the weather, happy snow day everyone. When everybody else signs on to Facebook, that's going to come up on their news feed, so they're all going to see it.